everyone, it's Sally, aka Crafting Gal Sal, and today's video is just to give you an idea of the process that I go through when I'm getting ready to make the double one-sheet wonder cards. These are made from 6" by 6" squares of patterned paper, and your patterned paper should be double-sided. Okay, so I have another thing to tell you about that if you don't have double-sided paper, but for now I'm just going to stick with, let's say you have double-sided paper. So I'm getting ready to make some cards, and as I was pulling out the things that I wanted to use, I thought this might be a good video for some people who are new to this method and are having a hard time trying to figure out how to go about getting your supplies ready and figuring out what you want to use. Okay, so I started with a paper set that I bought. I got this set at Tuesday morning. Let me see if I can pull it out here. Here's part of it. It is, here we go, Life is Good, designed by Bella Road, and it's an Echo Park collection, all right? And it has double-sided papers, and it has some element stickers with it. But I bought this at Tuesday morning, and I got a really good deal. It was $5.99, and I love those kind of bargains. So anyway, that's where I found my paper. I kind of kept these out. These are the stickers that go with it, and then here's some little tags. I might want to use some of these things on my cards that I make. Okay, so I'm just going to put that aside for now. But as I was going through the paper pack, what I was trying to do was I was trying to find first of all, patterns that I really liked, that caught my eye, but that all sides could go well with each other. While I was looking through the pack, there were some bigger prints on the paper, and I did not choose those because I like smaller prints on my cards. Now, you might be different, and that's fine, but I'm just telling you my process. So I found this one first, and I really loved this, the beautiful flowers, and of course it's got teal, which is one of my favorite colors. And I like the teal, brown, and pink that's in this particular pack. I also like, there's like a real faint, maybe an olive green in there. So I liked that. This is what everything else, I based everything else on this. So then I flipped it over, and it has just this pretty teal. It's not solid, but it's a tone on tone. There's a little scroll kind of filigree pattern in that, and I really liked that. So I thought, okay, this will work. I've got my busy side here and pretty much a plain side on this side. So then I was flipping through to find more paper that I liked to go with this. So I found this one. Now this one is just pink, so it's tone on tone. It's got a little bit of that off-white color in it. And I liked the way that it went with this one very well. So I liked that. And when I flipped it over, I saw these pretty stripes in using all the colors. And I also like the way it works together with this pattern. So that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that whatever you choose is going to work well with the pattern that you've picked out. So I like the way this looks with this side. When I flip this over, I like the way these two work together. So I was good there. Then when I flip this over, I know I've got these stripes, and it works beautifully with this. And when I flip that over, I see that the stripes work beautifully with that. So that's how I decided on my papers. So I have my busy side here, and then my more subtle side here. So I have two busy sides, this one and this one, and I have two more subtle sides, this one and this one. Okay, so those are the two that I'm going to use for my pattern paper. As you can tell, this is 12 by 12, so I'm going to be cutting these down to be 6 inches by 6 inches, okay? The next thing I did was I was going to figure out, what do I want to go with this? What do I want as my mat? And what do I want as my card bases? You know, the card itself, the folding part of the card. So instead of white, because I've been using white for my card mats lately, instead of white, I wanted something not quite as white as I've been using, because this is very subdued and subtle and almost an off-white color. So it's not real stark white on any of these papers. So I chose this one. This is more of an off-white color, and I like the way it looks with all sides of my printed paper. Okay, so I chose that. I've got a few sheets of those ready to cut, and then I had to come up with another color that is, now let me back up. This is either going to be my mat, or I'm going to cut it down and make my card bases with this. I haven't decided yet. I've found this color, and it's the same thing. I have not decided yet if I want these to be my card that I'm folding, or if I'm going to have this be the mat that I'm building all my printed things on. And I think that I'm leaning more towards this blue being my mat. Okay, but because I have enough paper in both things, I have, you know, 2 huge sheets of this, and I have lots of sheets of this, maybe not right here, but I do have more. I might cut card bases out of both and mats out of both, and then I'll be able to mix and match and do it however I want. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go start cutting everything, and then I will be right back and show you what I ended up with. Okay, I am back, and I have all my paper cut and ready to start creating my double one-sheet wonder, but let me show you what I have. So I've got my pattern pieces that are cut to 6 inches by 6 inches. So those are ready to start cutting up and creating my designs for my cards. But this is the part that I was wanting to tell you about, that you have, you know, you have some choices. You don't have to only use white mats. You can switch it up. You can do different colors. You can use whatever you think is going to be best to go with your pretty patterned paper. Okay, so for example, I went ahead and I have 5 total pieces, and these are going to be my mats. Maybe I'll use the off-white ones. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go cut more of the blue. But at least I have it ready, and I can play around with my patterned paper and see what it looks like. But anyway, these are my mats, and they are cut at 5 1/4 inch by 4 inches. Okay, so this is your mat. This is what you're going to place your designs onto. Okay, these are what I cut for my card bases. Again, you can decide if you want to use white card bases, colored, different colored card bases. It's totally up to you. So because I wasn't sure which I wanted to do, I went ahead and cut. I've got 3 of the off-white, and I cut 2 of the blue, but I still have plenty of both things, colors, that I can cut more if I want them to be cut. All right, so let's take a look and see what it would look like if I had a blue card base. Oh, and these are cut at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay, so that's what these are, this size. 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. All right, so if I fold that, now I have my card base. The blue card base, I would use one of these off-white for my mat, And then as I cut my designer paper, that would go on this off-white background, okay? So that's what that would kind of look like with the off-white showing. Let's see what the opposite looks like. This time I'm going to use the off-white for my card base. And again, you can score these, get out your scoring tool and, you know, be real precise and get those scored. I know I had my, there it is. But for now, I'm just gonna fold it. Okay, off-white card base. This time, let's try a blue mat. And then I would be putting my pretty patterned paper on the blue mat. And you would be seeing blue in the background. I really like that. So that's why I wanted to try both things, so that I wasn't just locked into doing nothing but putting everything on white or off-white. Okay, so now I'm ready to start cutting my paper into whatever pattern or template I want to use. And I may or may not do the same one that I've done before. I might switch it up and try something new. But this video was basically just to show you the process that I go through before I decide how I'm going to be putting my cards together, what colors I'm going to be using, and that's how I do it. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that it helps you whenever you go to make your decisions on, you know, how you're going to put your cards together, especially when you're doing a one-sheet wonder or a double one-sheet wonder. I hope you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. How would you do it? Would you pick out your patterned paper first, or would you start here? Do you think you would go with all one card base color, or do you think you might mix it up? If you like the video, hit that thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I really appreciate your subscription. I really appreciate all the comments that you leave me. And until the next time, happy crafting. Goodbye.